Let's do back in my day.
Jeez.
That's $75 total.
And now it is time to take
Keeping
a
track?
trip down
Yeah.
memory lane. Here's your guide, Greg Cote, with Back in My Day.
I don't have my wallet.
It's another fine. Yeah. It's 150 now.
In-flight magazines. Slayed the pandemic. Traveling again. Big bird up. But something's different. I look in the seat pocket in front of me, and all I see is that cardboard pamphlet about the plane that nobody reads, the drink menu nobody needs, and the barf bag. Where's my in-flight magazine? Where did it go? Joni was right. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot, and then stole my in-flight magazine. These staples of Americana predated even Greg Cote. Pan Am Airways published the first IFM in 1940. Now the high-flying mags are disappearing like donuts in a press box. Southwest Rag, augustly called simply The Magazine, is gone now. Delta Sky, gone. American Way, gone. Retired after 55 years. Alaska and Emirates Airlines, too, gone. Airline magazines falling from the sky one by one. Some others, like United Hemispheres, are now digital only. Blame the pandemic. COVID killed the in-flight magazine, or rather gave airlines an excuse to make a cutback like businesses did with remote meetings where the office buildings used to be. But more than that is to blame. The digital era stampeded the helpless handheld mag. In-flight entertainment and mobile browsing happened. Airlines have even claimed noble reasons for discontinuing their magazines, like how removing all of them makes planes lighter, which saves on fuel. Sounds like malarkey. Hurtling cabins once were full of rattling newspaper pages held wide. Then those disappeared, and then I was the last flyer still leafing through an in-flight magazine while everybody else was softly chuckling at a movie or listening to music with earbuds. I miss every bit of the airline magazine, the greeting from the airline president, the Penn and Teller at the Rio ad, the dating and hair restoration ads, and the one inviting me to invest in a home care franchise, things to do in Minneapolis, the list of top 10 steakhouses and America's best plastic surgeons, the crossword puzzle inevitably half-finished and poorly by a previous seat occupant. Oh, and the feature story on Southwest Customer Service Agent of the Month. You can't get that anywhere else. Most of all, I miss... Anybody else remember Sky Mall? Oh, yes. My gosh. It was Amazon before Amazon, only at 30,000 feet. Talk about built-in marketing. Bored flyers stuck in a cabin for 3 hours slamming cocktails are liable to buy anything which Sky Mall offered. I'll never forget the time, after 3 or 4 deep eddies, I accidentally bought a life-size Bigfoot garden gnome for $2,250. Airlines, I will gladly pay extra if the bag I check is a pound too heavy. I'll put up with your cancellations and with a hot meal being replaced by a 1-ounce bag of pretzels. Just please... give me back my in-flight magazine. See, I never played that Sudoku puzzle, but I sure did like knowing it was there. I'm Greg Cote, and that's how it was back in my day.
I am grateful for that because I was thinking to myself, I don't know what deep eddies are, first of all. Deep eddies are those drinks?
Yeah.
What are they?
It's a vodka.
What are they? Vodka?
Yeah.
It's just a brand of vodka?
It's a brand of vodka. I just like the phrase Deep Eddy.
Wouldn't it be great if Deep Eddies sponsored back in my day?
Well, we already have a sponsor, don't we?
That's for the Lobos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Visible.
All right.
Who could forget?
The good folks at Visible. They got me covered.
What do they do?
They're in cahoots with Verizon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
A lot of things. They're all over. They're all over the map. They got a lot going on.
I'm glad you brought this up
You
because
have them robbing a bank. I mean,
I thought to myself just yesterday, this was a thought that I had just yesterday. It wasn't about in-flight magazines, but it was about the idea that back before you could just smoke cigarettes in that flying tube in the sky, there was a time in this country where flight was like the happiest people at the height of opulence cutting a prime rib at the front of a plane. What that has now become, which is a bag of pretzels and we'll take $25 for your Wi-Fi, is appalling. Like, wait a minute, I haven't paid you enough for this flight to burn fossil fuel across the country and make sure that Pakistan falls into the sea with my fossil fuel. I also need to pay you $25 for the Wi-Fi because you keep raising the price. Holy shit, has anything got worse than airline travel in this country in the last 65 years? And that's covering some ground because I'm going back to 65. There was racism.
Oh boy, Dan's back.
Wow.
People used to show up for flights like wearing a suit. It was like a big
It was a
occasion.
big deal.
And a hat.
It was a big
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
And a fedora.
And you
Yeah.
sat down, you had your steak.
Couple
and
of
now-
deep eddies.
Now it's
Yeah.
just feet.
Yeah.
Airplanes are just feet. Everyone takes their shoes off.
Oh, I hate
Everyone's got
that.
their
Yeah.
animals
It is.
with them.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
animals,
just
yeah.
feet.
We should put that on the grid of death. Your next flight, you have to get in a full suit.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I'll happily choose that.
Yeah. Dressed like Connie
You're
Mack.
the only one. You are the only
Really?
one. I think
I
you're the only
disagree.
one in our crew who would happily wear a suit on a plane.
That sounds wonderful.
Sounds
I would
terrible.
die? How would it be terrible? You're proving.
Have you ever been on a plane that's sitting on the tarmac and it's 1,000 degrees inside that plane and the air is hot and you're sitting in a suit?
The
and you
longer
and
he gets to wear the suit, though.
And you reach up and you try to turn that
And it's
sad
hot.
little
It's
air
like a-
nozzle.
it's like
the
a-
sad air.
So
vent.
why
did you
Nothing
do that?
good ever
Do you
comes
guys
out
do
of
this
that
thing where you
air
have your hand in front of it and
All
you're,
the
doing,
time.
you're going down towards your face? Like, all right, is this the right path?
Wait, does
Or-
anyone
movable?
And then once it gets in the air is way too cold.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why does
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Why does that happen? Like it just happened
Because
to me.
it's very cold up in the air. I don't know if you know this, two guys.
Right.
No, but why does the AC not
closer to the
work when I'm
sun.
stuck on the tarmac?
It's colder up in the
1,000
air.
degrees outside.
But why?
It's
You're
cold in
closer to the
air.
sun.
I turn off my air conditioning once I get in the cabin. I turn
Really?
it. Yeah, I don't want
Really?
air blowing on me. I don't want that.
Again,
Yeah.
prime rib in first class was a thing, and now it's a bag of pretzels. And somebody tell me, like, what's the most offensive of these things? Because when I gave my credit card yesterday for the Wi-Fi, it hurt.
Well, and it's shite Wi-Fi too. Like
Oh,
it's
it's
not
terrible.
even good. Like you tried
It
to
is shite.
like
56K.
download a movie.
Nah.
Like you have no chance.
You guys are flying wrong. Disconnect. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
well, you know what,
Pick up
Greg?
an in-flight magazine. Enjoy yourself.
I realized the theme of your back in my days. You are essentially pining for boredom, and I think I agree with you.
Boredom's
I-
underrated.
Exactly.
I agree. I think on a plane you could, get on the American Airlines browser and they have free movies there that actually stream reasonably well as part of their Wi-Fi package, and you could enjoy the in-seat television. But part of being on a plane was there used to be no screen, there was no mobile
Thank
movies,
you.
mobile television shows. You had to find a way to entertain
Just
yourself.
alone with your
Yeah.
thoughts.
You read a book, you opened a magazine, you played a Sudoku puzzle, you were bored. And you had to figure out ways to fill the 5 hours worth of time.
Look out the window.
Or better yet, you did nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next time you're in a great people watching scenario, such as an airport, look around and see the number of people who are doing nothing. No magazine, no iPhone, no this, no that. They're just sitting there, perhaps with their hands clasped.
Nobody's doing that.
No one's
exactly.
doing
It's
that.
an
Exactly.
endangered
Wow.
species.
Exactly.
You
Nobody
have to have
does
some
nothing.
urgency when you go through an
long for
airport.
boredom. You
have
don't do
to.
that though.
Right.
I do occasionally.
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, he does.
Damn right I do. I'm alone with my thoughts, and what better place to be?
You have a Miller Lite in your hand for sure.
Deep eddies.
Well, I mean, I'm not crazy. I mean, you gotta say, libation. You gotta stay hydrated. Come on, it's a health concern. You gotta stay hydrated. But
Airport beer is a
Do
top
nothing.
beer. I love a good airport beer.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yes.
what? No, do nothing. Not enough people do nothing.
That's right. That's a weekend
Just
right
sit
there.
there in an airport with your hands clasped, alone with your thoughts, just staring ahead.
Wait for your flights.
You're not taking a nap. You're not reading a book. You're not on your iPhone. You're just sitting there thinking.
You know the problem, Greg, is that people don't accept that nothing is something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They don't.
Sometimes you say, "What are you doing this week?" And you're like, "Nothing." And they're like, "Oh, let's." It's like, "No, I'm doing nothing." You
Oh, I
don't-
love
that's
nothing.
the plan.
That's the best weekend.
The best.
I'd rather do nothing than go on vacation.
I'd rather do nothing than something any
Yeah.
day of the week.
Yeah.